Sharon Osbourne has finally broken her silence.
Welcome back to Hollywood Bulletin, where we bring you the most emotional, untold stories behind your favorite stars. And today, we uncover a deeply moving and unexpected revelation from Sharon Osbourne about the final days of her husband, the legendary Ozzy Osbourne. This isn't just another rock and roll story. It's a raw, heartbreaking journey through fame, addiction, resilience, and an enduring love that outlasted chaos and tragedy. Born John Michael Osbourne on December 3, 1948, in the tough industrial city of Aston in Birmingham, England, Ozzy's childhood was shaped by poverty and post-war hardship. Raised in a small, overcrowded home with 5 siblings, his father Jack worked nights in a car factory while his mother Lillian labored during the day, and life was anything but easy. Struggling with undiagnosed dyslexia, Ozzy was bullied, misunderstood, and written off by teachers who labeled him a troublemaker. At just 15, he dropped out of school, directionless and desperate, quickly falling into petty crime, arrests, and even a brief jail stint that shook him to his core. But it was that turning point that sparked a hunger to escape his bleak surroundings, and that escape came through music. In 1968, everything changed when he joined forces with guitarist Tony Iommi, bassist Geezer Butler, and drummer Bill Ward to form a band that would redefine rock forever. Originally called Earth, they soon adopted the name Black Sabbath, inspired by a horror film, and channeled that eerie energy into a groundbreaking new sound. Their 1970 debut album, followed quickly by the iconic Paranoid, skyrocketed them to international fame. But behind the scenes, the pressure and pace pushed Ozzy toward heavy drinking and drug use. As the 1970s rolled on, his substance abuse worsened, and by 1979, tensions in the band hit a breaking point. Black Sabbath made the painful decision to fire their frontman. Ozzy spiraled, devastated and broken, until Sharon Osbourne, daughter of Sabbath's former manager, stepped in. She refused to let him give up and became both his manager and, soon after, his life partner. With Sharon by his side, Ozzy launched a solo career that shocked the music world. His first album, Blizzard of Oz, became a massive success, thanks in part to his collaboration with young guitar prodigy Randy Rhoads. But tragedy struck again when Randy died in a plane crash during a 1982 tour, leaving Ozzy heartbroken and shaken. That same year, Ozzy and Sharon married and began a tumultuous but passionate life together, raising 3 children: Amy, Kelly, and Jack. Sharon wasn't just his wife, she was his anchor, managing his career, holding him accountable, and trying to keep the ship afloat through storms of addiction, erratic behavior, and public scandal. Ozzy's first marriage to Thelma Riley had already fallen apart due to his drinking and absence, and his demons followed him into his new life. In 1989, things hit rock bottom when, in a blackout fueled by alcohol and drugs, Ozzy tried to strangle Sharon. She survived and called the police, and he was arrested and later sent to rehab. It was a horrifying chapter that could have ended everything, but Sharon chose to forgive him, believing he could still change. Over the years, their fiery relationship endured ups and downs, but they stuck together, and their family's fame exploded in 2002 with the launch of their hit MTV reality show, The Osbournes. America saw a new side of Ozzy, a confused, often hilarious dad bumbling through domestic life with dogs, teens, and a whole lot of chaos. But while the cameras caught the laugh, they couldn't show the full weight of Ozzy's personal struggles. In the background, controversies mounted, including high-profile lawsuits blaming his music for suicides and violence. Though he won in court, the damage to his image lingered. Yet through it all, Ozzy remained a survivor. By the 2000s, he began focusing more on health, less on touring. But a new challenge emerged: Parkinson's disease. Diagnosed in 2003, Ozzy kept it private until 2020, when his mobility and speech noticeably declined. The disease, compounded by a serious spinal injury in 2019, left him in chronic pain and required multiple surgeries. Concerts were canceled, and his farewell tours were repeatedly postponed. Eventually, in 2023, Ozzy officially canceled all future touring, citing his inability to perform at the level he once could. Still, he never gave up on music, releasing new albums like Patient No. 9 in 2022 and exploring stem cell therapy and experimental treatments in Switzerland. Through it all, Sharon stood by him and his children supported his every step. Then, in early 2025, fans around the world were stunned and deeply moved as Ozzy reunited with the original members of Black Sabbath for one final performance in Birmingham. Though his body was frail, his voice and spirit roared as he delivered one last powerful show in the city where it all began. That concert will become his final bow. Just a few weeks later, on July 22, 2025, Ozzy Osbourne passed away peacefully. At home at the age of 76, surrounded by Sharon and their children. Sharon released a brief but deeply emotional statement. Ozzy left this world surrounded by love, and we are grateful for every moment we had with him. The outpouring of grief was immediate and global. Tributes poured in from fans, fellow musicians, and celebrities. Social media was flooded with memories, video clips, and stories from people who said Ozzy's music had gotten them through the darkest times. He was called the Prince of Darkness, the Godfather of Metal, and, to millions, simply a legend. But behind the wild image was a man who faced his demons head-on, who stumbled but kept standing, and who loved his family fiercely through it all. Sharon's revelation about those final months reminds us that Ozzy Osbourne's legacy isn't just about music. It's about redemption, endurance, and a love story that defied the odds. If this powerful journey touched you, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Hollywood Bulletin, and click the bell icon so you never miss another incredible true story from the heart of entertainment history.